Jonah's log. Day 3. I've been swallowed by a constipated whale.
You think you've got it bad?
Who's that?
Guess.
Oh my God.
Guess again.
You're the whale?
I'm a whale. Or great fish. Depending on which page you open the book at, it's not consistent.
And you can talk.
To myself, to you, call it an internal monologue.
Now, I'd love to believe you. There's such a thing as the balance of probabilities, isn't there? Either I've been swallowed by a whale which can actually talk to me, first of its kind known to science, or I've been on my own for 3 days, gradually going mad. At least I assume I'm on my own. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm babbling in a cell somewhere, surrounded by brain dogs.
If you are mad, you think that talking to a whale will help?
You're not an ordinary whale.
Huh? What makes you think that?
The biggest whale is the blue whale, and it couldn't swallow anything more than a foot across at most. And they don't live in the Mediterranean.
I might not be a blue whale. Sperm. A sperm whale could swallow you. Their throats are bigger.
I've got in the stomach. It's full of hydrochloric acid. There's no air. I'm not having this conversation.
Your problem is you're interpreting the story too literally.
Interpreting it literally. It's happening to me.
Think of it as an allegory, a metaphor.
A metaphor for what exactly? What high moral message can we take home about my experience of 2 days and 3 nights stuck in the digestive tract of an aquatic mammal? Oh, as it takes me on my way to Nineveh.
The message that you can't escape the will of God. Don't try and escape the will of God, or he will set his whale on you. What's so important that you have to go to Nineveh for anyway?
I don't want to go. I was running away, remember, when you found me?
From who?
From God, of course. Who else?
God. So that's who's behind all this.
All the time you were a perfectly happy whale. I was a perfectly happy fisherman. Just mackerel, no harpoons. I woke up in the hut last Tuesday, and I heard it. The thing I've been dreading all my life. The thing every decent, law-abiding citizen never wants to hear. The voice of the Lord. But Dad was a prophet. Sometimes it skips a generation. No such luck for me. The voice of the Lord came upon Jonah, son of Amittai. Told me to highball it to Nineveh. Cry against it.
Why?
Place of wickedness, apparently. I did what any decent, law-abiding citizen with half a brain in his head would have done. I left it.
You left it. From an all-seeing, all-knowing God.
I fled that fucker's presence. I had to try. I've seen what happens to people who get close to him. 1 minute you're in the good books, next thing you're a pillar of salt with a plague of boils. He's like some divine pisshead in the back of a tavern, saying he loves everyone. You're all my best mates. 5 minutes later, he's breaking his glass on the table and going, I smell the light here! This is the monster that killed every firstborn child in Egypt. He forced a 7-year famine for the sake of one yuppie boy in a multicoloured coat. Flooded the old bloody planet for a month.
My grandfather told me about that. He and his friends had a wonderful time. Swimming around the city, swimming in and out of little castles.
Oh, I bet they had a wet... A great time. All the millions of land animals and human beings alive at the time, or more to the point, alive until that time. Not so much.
And do you want to work for this man?
I don't work for someone who's I could even do it. How am I supposed to get people to listen?
You could make a sign.
Brilliant. A sign. Or a sandwich board. I could write, God hates you on it in crayon, and go marching down the main street, shouting at all the locals as they go about their shopping. They'll take that seriously. The fact that I'm now condemned to stink of fish from the rest of my life will only add to my charisma. I'll have no part of it. First thing I did when I got the orders, I went straight down to the docks and got on the fastest ship in the opposite direction. No sooner had we been out of sight of the land. That's when the storm set in. That's him all over. About to drown a dozen men. Wives and children waiting for him back home. All because I turned down some unpaid voice work for him. Well, the sailors were wise to his cruelty, of course. They know divine intervention when they see it. Chuck me overboard. Next thing I know, you mistaken me for some large flesh-coloured piece of plankton, and I've come to be here. Nineveh. This city of wickedness. I wonder what sort of wickedness that might be. It's never the sort that hurts people or scares people or does anything actually wicked, is it? Most usually it's the way people choose to spend their private life. Remember Sodom and Gomorrah? Wonderful cities they were. Chilled out, liberal, great nightlife. Then God gets wind that some of the people in these cities might be gay. So what does he do? He sends down a small team of angels to investigate. Now they're staying at this man's house named Lot. And according to God, Lot is the one good man in Sodom. So when the Sodomites come knocking to inquire whether the angels might be free for dinner, Lot offers them the chance to rape his daughters instead. The Sodomites, because they have a basic sense of right and wrong, refuse, and that's it. Bam! Guilty! Rain of fire and brimstone. 2 whole cities wiped off the face of the earth. Adults, children, babies burned alive. Lot gets let out. Mrs. Lot gets the pillar of salt treatment.
You're too angry. No one takes this hellfire stuff seriously.
Yes, they do. All over the world at this moment, people are being beaten up, and worse, because people take this shit seriously. Look, you and I, we've got nothing against each other, have we? Can't you just find me an island somewhere?
I've got my orders. You may have the courage to spend your life on the run from a bad-tempered deity, but I'm not. I'm going to do what I'm told. Pillars of salt won't last long in seawater.
So you taking me to Nineveh? Are we
No.
nearly there yet?
No. I am neither a freshwater animal nor a taxi.
So you're vomiting me out. And God's not expecting me in Nineveh for 3 days. I can make another run for it. I've just got to stay one step ahead of him, and then I could maybe make it to... Where can't we go? Maybe I could haul myself up in a secular society hall or something. What defends against God?
Iron chariots.
What?
Sisera's men built iron chariots in the book of Judges to withstand God's armies.
Did it work?
At first,
That's good enough. Did God tell you exactly what piece of dry land to pew me out onto? There must be a coastal village with a blacksmith nearby. Come on, help me out. You don't have to break the rules, just bend them a little. I won't tell. Can you do that?
you want me to take you to a blacksmith who can hammer together a God-proof iron chariot in the space of 3 days?
No. There was this man in our village. Sort of tinkerer. Our blacksmith would give him all the metal that he couldn't use and he'd build things out of. Everyone thought he was mad because he was. He said he could make a chariot that would work on the water. Built a prototype once, great long thing with a tube sticking out to see by.
What happened to this tinkerer?
He drowned. But I think I know why. The problem he had was he couldn't breathe on the water. But you can. And it seems that I can as long as I'm in here. All we need is some arm and leg.
What?
Drop me off. You wait in the water, and I'll speak to the blacksmith. I'll get you fitted. You'll be a living iron chariot with harpoon guns in the side. Have you ever wanted to fire a harpoon right into the side of a whaling ship?
Yeah. Won't I sink?
We'll fit you with wheels. We'll be unstoppable. Jonah and his iron-plated mecha whale. We'll get into all sorts of scrapes. We're pirates and treasure, fighting off giant squids. Saving ladybirds. I've been the greatest book in the Bible.